the next game that we played was Alien Artifacts from Portal. This is basically a 4X card game where you are all in charge of one alien race, and on your turn you are buying up 3 different types of cards: planets, technology, and ships. And once you have bought them, you can then on your turn develop them, and you can choose. There's double-sided, so depending on how you develop them, different effects can occur.
Right. So for ships, usually the one side really helps with playing more, being able to play more cards to build other cards. So it's sort of gives you more variety, build up of cards. And the other side, though, is focusing more on attacking. For technology, one is for maybe an instant effect of like getting better goods on trade deals and stuff. On the other side's points. So it's short versus long game. And finally, planets, same thing. It's either a discount on everything or just more cards.
Yeah, resource generation. And that's basically, everything works from drawing these resource cards. That's your hand, which are also have a top and a bottom, and you can choose which half you're using, which type of resource you want to spend. So kind of like something like Imperial Settlers had, or 51st State, where every card has multiple functions. Almost everything in this game is you have a choice to make about it, which I love. And I had done the demo version at Gen Con. This is the first time we really sat down and did a full game.
Well, this is the first time me seeing it. So.
Yeah, and we did a full 5-player game. It took a while. It took a while to wrap our heads around all the possible actions you can do because there's so many choices. But I thought once we got into it, people's turns moved fairly quickly.
Yeah, they actually, once you understood what worked and what you had in your hand and maybe how cards interact, you'd have a path to go. I think everyone knew what they're doing then. And what was really fun is it's one of those games where, like, at least definitely with the cards I saw, it'd be like, I got this blue card, which tells me I make planets cheaper by getting more ships. All right, now I got to get more ships, therefore it gets more planets. By getting these planets, are going to make my tech cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's sort of this snowball. You make this snowball engine effect.
It's an engine building game for sure. I think the one thing we all learned is that none of us really knew how to play, like in terms of what strategizing. No, everybody kind of felt like, oh, if we played this again, I would do this from the beginning.
I think it was in a good way, though. I think some games are like, oh, well, that's the winning strategy. So if we all know, but we didn't feel like that. We felt like, okay, I know how synergy is supposed to work in this game, so I know like maybe I should invest in this a bit more early and then this.
It was very interesting to hear people's different takes about, oh, I should have gone into like attacking, clearly seems like the way to go, and then like, no, it actually seems like tech.
It was also really funny how each person, I think someone else was like, that person's gonna win. Why are you even giving up? And of course it was like, no, you're gonna win. And then
it was actually that was another interesting thing because most of your points, at least the way we played, but I think in general, most of your points don't really show up on the scoreboard until the end. So unless you're really paying attention to people's cards and strategies, it's hard to judge who's in the lead. You can, but it's not immediately obvious like some games. So the points for me didn't end up really at all where I thought they were, the spread of which place was in where, which was cool.
Yeah, and one of the things I did love is because, I mean, it's also one of those games too when you're always like, if I had one more turn to play the card to get that engine going. But because you can attack other people, we didn't do too much. But I guess the way we saw it, unless someone really goes snowball attacking, it really does feel like you're going to have fun building your engine, which is always, because I always want to come back and be like, all right, how can I get squeeze out one extra turn or something and build this.
Yeah, it didn't feel nearly, I'm going to compare it again to Imperial Settlers. They're from the same company, and I feel like they're kind of in the same genre-ish, where that game is a lot meaner, I think, and attacking people can provide greater benefits because you can outright destroy someone's card.
Oh, yeah, no, like, I know there are some games we've played
where you can get salty. in this game, it wasn't, the attacking was definitely, could be worthwhile in the right situation, but it didn't feel like, oh man, I lost because he attacked me or whatever.
Right.
You're not going to lose your best stuff. It was a little gentler.
It's definitely one where you want to play again. Also, heads up, you've heard that there is an infinite combo somewhere in this game.
Yeah, if you're on Board Game Geek, I don't know the details, but apparently people discovered an infinite loop that can be created through some combination of, I think it was an attack and defense plan combo, which is usually never good. I don't know if it's actually like advantageous to do it. I don't know if like it's like an overpowered thing, but
it depends because like
interesting.
In Magic, if you hit infinite loop, it ends A, stalling the game in which you lose because you're stalling it, or B, imminent damage or something, and you killed your enemy.
Yeah, so look out for that. I'm guessing there's probably an errata for that coming down the road.
But definitely a lot of fun. I can definitely see this game having expansions.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I think there already is one, or at least announced.
But that would fit well with like some games. You're like, I don't need any more, but some fun tech cards to just switch it up so you don't always see the same thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of variations of different routes you can go, which is great.
And another thing you mentioned, once again, going back to Imperial Settlers, I think when you get a group in Imperial Settlers, you're really like, once you get that group, you're like, this is where I'm going. At least for my group, I didn't feel that way.
Faction.
My faction.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah,
like, I didn't feel like I have to go this way or because I only produce this anyway.
Yeah, the factions do have a unique ability, which is just a different way you spend to get a special card. But really, they don't feel like some games where, for the most part, you're all in an equal playing field.
But I know I didn't read your guys' abilities. I know mine was just getting a variety of different cards, so I didn't feel I was really tied down.
Yeah, like
to
mine was
only military.
was rewarded me more points for getting planets and stuff, but everybody wants planets.
Right,
So,
you ended up with a lot of everything usually. So
it doesn't like really skew your strategy, which is, I think that is something to be said for that.
But definitely a lot of fun, worth checking out.
If you enjoyed this video, it was just a snippet of our full-length podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel every week. So please go ahead, like, and subscribe for more board game-related content coming at you in the future.
And don't forget to check out rollforcrit.com, where we actually sell a lot of the games we talked about, as well as post news and all our other videos. Until then, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this is Roll for Crit.